What happens when the religion you were raised in no longer feels true for you, but everyone you love still believes in it? Welcome back to Yoga Therapy with Ashley. I'm Ashley, social worker and yoga therapist. And on this channel, we explore yogic wisdom with mind-body practices for holistic healing. Today, we're talking about something that many people experience but rarely say out loud. What happens when you realize that the religion you were raised in isn't actually what you believe anymore? Not because you're rebellious, not because you're angry, but because something inside of you has started asking deeper questions. And now you're in a painful position. You're starting to see your truth clearly, but you're afraid that telling your family could cost you their love. For many people, religion isn't just a belief system. It's family, culture, it's identity. So when someone starts questioning it, they're not just questioning a doctrine. They're questioning the expectations of the entire family system. That's why so many people stay silent for years. They keep attending church. They keep going to meetings. They keep nodding along to beliefs that no longer resonate. Not because they're dishonest, but because the emotional cost of being honest feels too high. There's a very real fear underneath it. If I tell them the truth, will they still love me? When you grow up in a family where belonging is tied to shared beliefs, your nervous system learns something very early. Safety equals agreement. If I agree, I belong. If I question, I risk losing connection. So when someone starts feeling clarity about their own beliefs, their body often goes into a conflict response. Part of them feels relief, and another part feels fear. That fear isn't weakness. It's the nervous system protecting attachment. For a child, losing connection to family once meant survival was threatened. So even as adults, that wiring can still be there. In yogic philosophy, there's a concept called Svadharma. Svadharma means your own path. It's the idea that every person has a unique relationship with truth, meaning, and spirituality. And living in alignment with your own dharma requires honesty, not rebellion, not disrespect. Honesty. Yoga doesn't say everyone must follow the same spiritual structure. It says awareness and truth come from within. One of the deepest fears people have is, if I tell them how I really feel, they won't love me anymore. And unfortunately, in some families, that fear isn't irrational. Some religions are structured around very strong boundaries about beliefs. But something important still needs to be said. You are not responsible for managing other people's beliefs about you. You are responsible for living truthfully. Sometimes families adjust over time. Sometimes they struggle with it for years. And sometimes distance does happen. But living your entire life pretending to believe something you don't comes with its own cost. Clarity doesn't always mean rejecting spirituality. For many people, it actually deepens their spiritual life. They start exploring meditation, other philosophies, personal inquiry. Instead of being told what truth is, they begin discovering it directly on their own. And that can be one of the most meaningful spiritual journeys a person ever takes. If you're someone who feels caught between your family's beliefs and your own inner knowing, you're not alone. Many thoughtful, compassionate people go through this exact experience. It takes courage to question and courage to be honest. Sometimes it takes time to figure out what your path really is. But clarity about your own truth is not something to be ashamed of. It's often the beginning of a deeper relationship with yourself and with spirituality. If this resonated with you, subscribe and hit the notification bell for weekly videos on psychology and yoga for holistic healing. New videos drop every Friday. I'll see you next time.